Hey Flosstube, it's Kim the 303 Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. That is the 303 Stitcher on Instagram. Yeah, and I am here for Flosstube number 12, I believe. Today is nope, not December. I don't even know what I'm talking about. It's February 6th, 2026. And I'm back a little bit later than what I planned on, but I will share why. We just had some life things that happened. I planned on being here last week, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. I also didn't get a whole lot of stitching in since the last time I saw y'all, but I wanted to come back here anyways. I'm sitting in my dining room right now because all my projects are up here and I have the house to myself, so I decided just to go ahead and film from this area. Welcome back to everyone, all my subscribers. Thank you so much for being here, and any new subscribers or anybody who is just finding my channel. This is my part of the interwebs where I talk about all of my love for cross stitch. I have a lot of projects. I'm primarily a full coverage stitcher, but I have some other things kind of thrown in here. So I'm going to try to fly through this because I have limited time today, but here goes nothing. So since the last time I saw you all, I think I was here around mid-January. I actually only worked on 4 projects total. So I will show you the focus project that I have for this year, which is just this Chimera. This is Black Rose Max Color by Heaven and Earth Designs. This is artwork by Lori Prindle. I'm stitching this on 25 count 1/1 on Easy Guide Lugana, and with all the called for DMC. So since I was here last, I did about 4,000 stitches on this one. And for the month, I did a total of 9,393 stitches. So I have a couple of plan updates too, and I'll just talk about them while I go. So you can kind of see, I'm not going to take her out of the Q-snap, but you can see I finally made it all the way across this page, all the way to the end. And now I'm working over here in filling in this next row of pages. I like to go as far as much as a Q-snap will fit. As you see, I don't kind of stitch all the way down. It gets kind of a pain to stitch down in this area with how I have my stand set up. But this area has been a ton of confetti. So my plan for this one, if y'all remember, if anybody watched my plans video, is that I wanted to have this done by the end of 2026. In order to do that, I needed to do just over 12,000 stitches a month. I'm not really feeling it. So this project's for my daughter. She's 16 and she's just kind of like meh about it, which is fine. I mean, I started it for her when she was in 5th grade and she's now a sophomore. So I can understand that. I'm still going to finish it because I still like it. I think it's pretty, and it's my oldest project, and it's my first HAID, Heaven and Earth Designs project. So I'm going to finish it, and if she doesn't want it, that's fine. I'll frame it and probably end up putting it up in my normal recording space, just as a project for me. So I also have decided I'm not going to worry about finishing it this year. All of my projects are really calling to me. I don't know if anybody else is this just new year and like all of my projects are like hello and all the new starts. So I'm not going to pressure myself. This is supposed to be for fun, and right now that one's just kind of not calling to me. All my other projects that I haven't worked on for a while are really taking my attention right now. So we'll see where we get. But yeah, that's how my plans have changed for that one. The next project that I worked on was the LGBTQ Quaker flag by Veevsters. And these are not in order, so sorry. They're all over here on the chair next to me. I'm also not going to take this one out of the Q-snap. You can see where I worked in. So I finished out this one right here, and then I started filling in this one here. So I love these because each square is kind of like a little mini finish. So yay, mini finish. And this one I did a total of 705 stitches for the month, and so yeah, that's where I am for this. And then the next project that I worked on was, this is Everything is Better with a Little Magic. This is by Stitch Rovia. You can get this on her Etsy. She has a light version and a dark version. I'm doing the dark version because this fabric is so pretty. You can see I have not cut it down. I mean, there's plenty on here to do. I don't know, probably another project or two. This is I think this is a 32 count. This is Fiberlicious Yummy Fibers. I do know the name is called Skyfall. And this one I'm stitching 2/2 full cross with DMC. Oh, I didn't mention that the fabric for the LGBTQ flag Quaker is, words are hard today, a 28 count. I'm stitching that 2/2 with DMC. There's a 28 count even weave that I got from 123 Stitch. I love it. I don't know who it's by, but I'm gonna have to go through my purchases and find out, because that fabric is so easy to work on. Anywho, I'm showing you all the back of this, so let me show you. There's the back. Oh, that's the front. I'm a hot mess today. There's the back. It's probably my nicest back that I have on all my projects. It's not too bad. So yeah, so this is where that is. I actually did a whole lot on here. So the last time y'all saw this was probably in my whip parade, and I only had the top portions of the word better done. So I've completed all of that. Plus I've stitched those witches with, and then a little, and then actually this orange blob here in the corners, actually the starting of the word magic. So yeah, that's where I am on this one. This one I think is about 50% done. So, and we are at, I added a total of 1,927 stitches on this project this month. So that is, I call it magic, by Stitchovia. And then the last project that I worked on since I saw you all last was 6 portals. This is by, artwork is by Rose Catherine Kahn, and it is charted by Pain Free Crafts. This project is definitely one that has been calling to me, and I haven't stitched on it a whole lot since I was here last, but I foresee this one coming out again soon. So this one I actually did for our Harry Potter cards that through the Black Needle Society, which is stitch on a project with a, I think it was with a mouse. Unfortunately, my little dog, Lola, we have 3 dogs. We have a Great Dane, a little mix, and then a lab. Lola's our little mix, and she has pica. So she eats pretty much everything, and we have her on anxiety meds and stuff like that, and we're trying to stop that. But she found my cards that literally ate my homework. So luckily it was only a couple of them, but that one I think did not even make a corner. Like, I think the whole thing's gone, but I was pretty sure it was either stitch on a project with a mouse or a rat or something. So that's what we use 6 portals for. And I just ended up filling in more of this orange section here, as where this is the first portal. So I've decided I'm only going to work in the first portal, and stitch that one all the way down, and then I'll move over, and stitch portal by portal. I know a lot of people are going all the way across so then they can choose where they are. I just thought I would be different. So yeah, so I'm just gonna work on this portal here. I absolutely love this. This was so much fun. I did about 1,000-ish stitches, I think, on this since the last time I was here. And for the entire month of January, I did 1,093 stitches on this. So maybe I actually only did 500 stitches since the last time you guys were here, because I think I did 600 the time before that. Anywho, that's where it is. This was one of my new starts in January. Yeah, so that's all that I have as far as like what I've worked on since the last time that I was here. I will give you guys by the numbers, don't mind me, because these, I actually did throw some notes down, and I'm just gonna read off of these. So yeah, so January I worked on a total of 7 projects. 3 of them were new starts. If you go back and look at my last Flosstube video from mid-January, you can see the other projects that I worked on. So Chimera is in there because you guys will probably see that one every video. And then I also started the Haunted House, which was by Painting Fairy, which is a stamped kit. Not a big fan of that one. I don't know how often that one's going to come out, but I did start that one this month, and I did a total of 500 stitches in that one. And then I also showed Princess Ileana, which is my new Mirabilia that I actually started when we were at Queen City in October for the Queen City Stitch Retreat, which was Nora Corbett was the the guest artist. I started that one and had a very, very, very small start, and I added this month a total of 822 stitches to that project. The other new start that I had this month, well, it's February now, so in the month of January, was the Heaven and Earth 2026 Sal. That one I am doing Glistening Wings, which is the 2 dragonflies, and that one I'm stitching 1/1 full cross, and that one on a 25 count. And that one got a total of 4,040 stitches. So total overall, I did just over 18,000 stitches in the month of January. And I think it said that I stitched 30 days out of 31. So yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad month. Especially considering everything that we had going on, and things were a little crazy. So I'm going to pull 2 cards. I did not get to one of them from the last time that I pulled, which was the back stitching challenge. There was a stitch on a project with a back stitch, and I was going to use the peppermint purple sal from last year. I did not get around to that one. I will try to squeeze that in for the next video. I do want to still stitch on it. It's just I didn't, again, get a whole lot of time. So got my cards, the ones that are not eaten. I actually am putting these into a little stash spot now. So I'm just going to pull 2 cards, 1, and we'll pull from mid deck. We'll pull 2. So as a reminder, I'm doing these kind of prompt stitching, and kind of looking at what projects fit these. And if I don't have a project that fits these, then I will go ahead and do penalty stitches on Dumbledore's Library, which is by the Cross Stitch Studio. So yeah, so let's see, what do we got? Stitch on a project with a ghost. And then we have stitch on a project with pink. So for the ghost, I'll have to look at my projects. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I do know that Haunted House, that stamped kit, definitely has a ghost on it. It has silver ghost on it. I don't know that I'm in the mood to stitch it. It's a really stiff Aida fabric, and it hurts my hands to stitch on, but we'll see. Maybe it'll come out. We'll see. So if not, it'll be a surprise, and y'all can see what I chose for it, or if I did penalty stitches on the next video. A project with pink. I'm actually working on a project right now that has pink. So obviously my February stitches have already kicked off, and I will show that to you guys next time, but I'm working on All Dogs Go to Heaven 2, by Jim Warren, which is started by Hade. And I've been working on that for the last few days. So those are the 2 I will work on. I might switch out that project with pink. We'll see. If you're only here for stitching, thanks so much for being here in my short little video, and I'm going to do a quick life update and get on out of here so I can get this posted. Thanks for hanging in. I was with the discombobulation. I was trying to rush through this while I have the house to myself today. So I will see you all in the next Flosstube. For those of you who are hanging out with me, and don't mind a little bit of a life update. So about a week and a half ago, my mother-in-law's 4-year-old tuxedo cat unfortunately decided to attack her and bite her in the middle of the night while she was dead asleep. She had 3 puncture wounds in her finger. And she's had him since he was a kitten. He's like bit her, but we always thought it was like playful. It was always during the day. I mean, she's older, so she has the thinner skin, and definitely has drawn blood before. This one was pretty bad. She ended up, that happened last week, Monday night. She ended up in urgent care the following day for antibiotics, for infection. And then by Wednesday, she was in the hospital. She ended up developing cellulitis and septic arthritis in her finger, and was not responding to antibiotics. So she just spent a week and a half in the about a week and a day actually, in the hospital. She just got home yesterday. Still has open wound. They had to go in 4 times to clean out the infection on her finger. And still she's going to have a lot of follow-up appointments and whatnot. I think the hardest part out of all of this was deciding what to do with her cat. So we had any animal bite, you have to notify animal control. So he was on quarantine for 10 days at home. We know he's up to date on vaccinations. He's not an outdoor cat or anything like that. Has never been outside. So we knew that was going to be fine. But we were trying to figure out what to do with him because we didn't feel like it was safe for her to be in the home with him anymore. And that's always hard, especially when you've had the cat for 4 years. And, he's a part of our family, like all of us. And so and it's so weird because he doesn't bite anybody but her. Like even my little baby nephew, he's laid on him, he's pulled on him, he's never reacted. So it's just really weird. So we called a lot of vets, we called a lot of places, we called where she originally got him from, and everybody told us that he should be euthanized. Out here in Denver, we have a nonprofit, which is a true no-kill shelter called Max Fund. And I called them and they said that they talked to my mother-in-law last week, but they didn't have any space and had us on a wait list. I explained that she was being discharged from the hospital, and they said that they do have one kennel that they normally don't fill. They got management approval, and given the circumstances, they said that we could bring him there. So we asked a lot of questions. They have cats there that they've had and animals there that they've had for 5-6 years that actually go over to their long-term facility. They have their own bedroom. They have a catio that we saw that it's all like fenced in, that they can, at their bedrooms, that they can go in and kind of be outside, kind of like cats, normal cats. Given that he's only had one reported bite, he actually still has 2 chances to get rehomed. So I'm hoping that maybe it was just something energy wise, and he can find a home. So yesterday we took her and the cat to Max Fund and surrendered the cat. That was hard. It was a hard decision. We're all still definitely feeling it today, but that's kind of why I didn't get a whole lot of stitching done. She was in the hospital. That was probably about 30-45 minutes away from here. I was still working the entire time. We had the kids, so it was just kind of crazy. So I didn't get as much stitching in as I had wanted to, but obviously family and life comes first. So that's why I only had 4 projects and not a lot of stitching, and didn't hit some of my goals, but that's okay. There's always this month. So that, I believe, is all the updates from me. It has been gorgeous. In Denver, we've only had a total of 18 inches of snow this entire winter, which is really weird. And I know that's been like that in a lot of our snowy friends to the west, and in the mountains and whatnot. It's just so dry. Yesterday it hit 72 degrees here. I mean, that's like summer weather. Late spring. Summer's technically usually like in the 80s, but still. And it's supposed to be like 60s all the way through midweek next week, and then still no rain or snow in sight that we can see. So I know a lot of you are getting pummeled by snow, all the snow that just hit North Carolina that doesn't normally get snow. I mean, if y'all want to like tell Mother Nature that doesn't belong there and send it where it belongs, I won't be mad about that. I'm really worried about fire season for everybody right now. Yeah, I think I've said that a couple of times already on my channel, but yeah, that's it. Really, I'm gonna stop rambling now. 20 minutes in. I hope everyone is doing well, and thank you again for being here and just spending some time with me today. And I will see you guys again in a couple of weeks. Bye, everyone.